It's a promise. He said, fear not, for I will be with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is a promise, and I encourage everyone to memorize God's promises and claim them when you are faced with struggles in lives and in trials. And you gain all these things when you pray, when you spend time with God, and when you memorize, when you ask God to write His word in your heart, in your mind. And then when you are facing obstacles, when you are facing difficulties, then God will remind you, put that in your mind that He's there. He's not going to leave you. This morning, I had concerns, and then last night, even Fred and I prayed. We rely heavily on my income, and our health insurance depends on it, on my job. And so yeah, that was my apprehension, that was my concern, especially with Fred's unstable health. And so I was just talking with God. Fred encouraged me to stop working because the studies that I have right now, there's so much to learn with so limited time. It's not that I'm not understanding the stuff that I'm reading. It's just absorbing and retaining, and it needs repetition. I'm not that smart like many people, or I'm not smart. Only God knows my capability. Anyway, so I was talking with him, and this is what he gave me, And then he said, abide in me and I in you. And I just remember that verse that I memorized. If you abide in me and my word abide in you, you may ask what you desire and it shall be given to you. So these are the one that is reminded me. That is a continuous of, it's found in John. And so these things have encouraged me and lifted me up when I'm down, when I feel so concern, things are hanging over my head. But one thing, I praise God because I can sleep at night and, soundly even. I wake up early in the morning. I even have to set my alarm to wake me up because I'm sleeping and I can't even hear anything around me. And that's a gift from God, that peaceful sleep. And so, yes, when you spend time with God, all these things, that apprehensions and concerns and anxieties that we have at times that, in this world will throw at us, they are always there. They're not gonna, as long as we live in this world, we always are there. We will always experience these things. But when you say faith increase when we have this difficult experiences, when human, I read in patriarchs, not patriarchs and prophet, but Acts of the Apostles, it says there, human's extremity is God's opportunity. And when we lose control of everything, and that's a problem with us. We want to control, we want to know that we're gonna be taken care of. But this is something that God is trying to help us, that we lean on Him completely. So trust in God with all your heart, and not to lean on our own understanding. In everything, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, for He will direct our path. And that's what He wants us. The money, the work, everything that we have right now, one day they're going to be taken away from us. So we have to exercise our faith, and these little things that we experience, that the world is throwing at us, or the enemy is throwing at us, it's a way to gain our faith and trust in Him. He said, there's another verse that I remember, it says for without faith it is impossible to please God. For he who comes to God must believe that He is the rewarder, and that He is the rewarder of those who diligently seek His name. Okay, here we go. Another one. 1 Peter 5:6-7. The Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time, casting also your care upon Him, for He cares for you. God is acquainted with all the things in our lives. So let's just trust Him. Okay? God bless.